We might do a little bit of radio casting, but thankfully nothing in the early game is really happening here.
Yeah, we're back. I'm sorry, I have no idea what happened here. The stream seems to have disabled itself. I'm super sorry. I'm not sure what happened. OBS trolled me completely.
Difficulty. It's okay.
So we're back for game 3. I hope. So we probably missed the whole pick and ban, and we just talked to ourselves, which is a little bit unfortunate.
Yeah, apparently we were just practicing our casting there.
Wow, I really have absolutely no idea what happened. I'm super sorry.
Yeah, our apologies there, guys. Hope you're not too upset with us. Do apologise, but thankfully we've gotten our tech difficulty sorted out before anything super interesting happens. No first blood or anything like that. Looking at the lanes, who do we think has the impetus to make something happen? I think the bot lane for Cerberus should get some jungle attention.
Yeah, this is a very, very strong all-in lane for Cerberus. You have Tristana and the Alistair to look for all-ins on the Civil, as we said in Champion Select, which you guys sadly could not hear, because for some reason my stream collapsed. But hold the thought, there's a fight happening in the bot lane.
That there is. Levi's locked up here, but he manages to flash over the wall, gets out of there. But Jungler Flash burns, very, very powerful in trade for the support flash.
That was a little bit of a mistake for Zeldris. He should have flashed into then W, in my opinion. Better to chase and more ground covered by the W as well. So
yep, that is a little bit of a mistake, but
we very already minor saw Pot go down to the bot lane, as you actually said. Impetus on Cerberus to make something happen around the bot lane, around the top. Very strong 2v2 all in. And on the other side, GAM wants to focus on the top lane. What a surprise, right? GAM, usually a very much bot lane focused team, as we all know.
Oh, of course, yeah. GAM always plays around their high tempo ADCs. Obviously, not quite the case. But then again, are we going to see that much jungle pressure towards the top lane? Just purely because,
I think they can definitely invest some resources there to get a dive on level 6 once Levi hits level 6. And now we see the potential for the all-in.
Ooh, there's the bot lane, though. Xin doing so much damage. Ron's going to get exhausted. The heal is burned.
Oh, no.
One more auto attack will do it. They're trying to go under tower. It's a little bit messy, but he ends up surviving. Not what you want to see out of this bot lane, though. Yeah, we're meant to be seeing the Tristana win.
Engaged on the Yuumi, which is a very weird choice. Why would you hard engage on Yuumi? You have everything set up to hard engage on the Sivir.
Exactly. You have to get on the Yuumi's host, not the Yuumi itself.
That was a big mistake where Cerberus' bot lane turns around because GAM invested all the summoner spells to make the kill happen. Now Zeldris actually with a flash advantage, and they can still look for a 2v2 outplay. Tristana, Alistair. It's almost a guaranteed kill now, I'd say, if they play their cards correctly. And look at the top lane. That's no fun for YT.
That's a very, very bad time. So, looking at this now, how do Cerberus potentially stabilize? They're 1,000 gold behind with no kills having happened, so it's pretty much purely farm in the top and the bottom lane. What do we need to see out of Pot to save his team here?
Yeah, I'd really like to see him invest many, many resources into the bot lane. He should be able to punish GAM's bot lane. They don't have any flashes, though, no defensive summoners.
The engage comes in, the Streamer Shuffle is good, but no tower shot, unfortunately. It means Kiaya can just Valkyrie out fairly safely. Exactly. Resources now invested by Yado. Ooh, YT and Zeros having a bit of a rumble up here. Zeros takes a tower shot, which should dissuade any further pushing forward.
Both still sit on their ults, so no real kill potential on either side.
Unless we see Zeros getting overzealous for a dive.
This should he has to be careful with his Q here. Yeah, nicely done. Still gets punished a little bit.
Takes the tower shot, but I don't think YT is going to be able to really move forward. Double longsword Renekton with ult. Pretty scary. Don't want to engage onto that one. I think YT might just be sold up the river a little bit by his team this game. Don't think they really care about Camille this early on. It is really about the bot lane, but we keep saying that, but not seeing a huge amount of investment. And now we might see the Gum special, the top lane dive. Zeros is here, so is Levi. YT does not have his passive, he only just used it. See ya, very clean dive.
Oh, and Pot is
Here's
here,
Pot,
and he
though,
tries to get a little
trying
bit
to make
back.
something happen. Zeros can't really intervene. He's very, very low, but it's a level 6 Gragas versus a level 5 Sejuani, and Pot just ints a kill away.
And that was very weird from Pot. He completely overestimated his tankiness there. I think
Yep.
that was a little bit of miscommunication. He probably thought that Levi had used his ult already to secure the kill. I was a
That
little
should be
taken aback by that fact as well, that his ult was still available. So very easy kill for
Yeah, I
Levi.
mean, Levi basically did nothing in the dive. He basically walked in and bonked him with a W.
Yeah. Oh, and he's now 2-0. Another great start for Levi. 2 turtle platings
Yeah.
over to 0. So even though he didn't get any kills, he's still happy with the play. He's still far ahead. Look at the CS as
Yep.
well. Once again, his CS stat will look very interesting after this game.
Yeah, still a little bit inflated, though this one's a little bit more earned than the game against Hani, where it was pretty much just him being handed kills from a TP. Regardless, though, you can't complain.
Yeah, and what are we looking at for Cerberus? Already 2k gold down. They really need to make something happen with their bot lane. They still have the flash timer on Xin. Both defensive summoners from Slay are available now, though, so a little bit riskier to make the all-in happen. Ignite is on for Ron OP. We need to see Pot going down there, try to go for the dive. They should be able to change CC Xin to that, and if you get Xin, I mean, Slay is just free, right? So that's an easy double kill. They should definitely try to invest resources into the bot side, because top lane is far gone. Don't even try to go there anymore.
No, if you go up top, it's just going to be giving more over to Zeros, which is obviously not what you want to do. We really, really need to see more out of this bot lane, but unfortunately, due to reset times, look at the difference. It's a pickaxe versus a BF sword.
Ooh,
Zelda,
it's
so much
Levi.
trouble. Great Gragas ult. The Yumi ult is good, but not quite good enough. Pot is here if they try and dive Ron.
Slay needs to be
On
careful with his Q here. Slay needs to be super careful. Oh no.
Ron is a little bit too far forward, and Pot misses.
Well, that was super dangerous for Slay. If you never played Yumi, Yumi will take turret aggro even if she's attached, so she needs to be very careful using her Q under turret. And she took turret aggro there, was able to tank one more shot, so Slay playing this Yumi on the edge. Normally not a champ you expect to be in any danger.
Yeah, I mean, apparently when it's Gum playing it, everyone can ride the line of danger, but not go down.
Absolutely. And
So
Slay.
this is a bit of a ballooning gold lead here. 2.5k already for Gum. This is looking pretty rough for Cerberus.
Yeah, more like what we expected coming in. No one thought
Yep.
we would see a 65-minute victory for Cerberus in Game 1. If you just joined us, don't be surprised. Game 1 was a little bit of a mess, and Cerberus, in the end, won the game after 65 minutes, and their Nexus going down to sub 100 HP. Last hit from Gum was not there, and they just ran down the mid lane at 65 minutes. Respawn timer 70 seconds, so they had enough time to finish the game. Levi with a very bad flash, and he might just die here.
Yeah, no, but Ron's actually the one that's going to go down. Levi just lives.
That was very
My
close.
word. That was happy hour coming in very clutch there. The regen was super important.
Yeah, also
From
Slay
that
trying to get a little bit of healing on for his jungler going. Pod
Yep.
has not been able to find anything on the map, and that's really, really crucial for this game. 3-0
I-
for Gum.
Yeah. I feel like Pot on Sejuani is just not very impressive.
I have to agree. I don't think he's very strong on this champion. Overall, I think today has looked a little bit shaky. He's one of the most important players on Cerberus, I think, in the back half of the split. He has gotten an MVP as well. Oh, now we're getting
Oh,
Kiaya.
Kiaya
Flash
caught
forward.
out here. The trying to turn onto Yado. He's really, really low. Yado will actually go down first. Kaya is claimed as well, but getting the 1-for-1 in that situation is pretty unforgivable. Yuumi ult is popped. Ron completely scuffs the Alistair combo.
I mean, if the Alistair is not able to land his combo himself, you as Sivir are very happy because you don't have to do anything. And that was a very interesting flash from Pot to initiate the fight.
Yep.
Another
So
interesting flash if we talk about that, because Levi messing up his flash there a little bit.
Yeah, just a bit. Oh,
Happy Hour actually was a little bit too late, so it was not the Happy Hour saving him, it was more the Yuumi coming in clutch with the heal. Very close to dying on Levi's end.
Sorry to understate the impact of a Yuumi. I know that's a soft spot for you. Hate to see it. You hate to see it. But now, this is just GAM absolutely flying ahead. Zeros is just able to walk at YT. Levi's here. Thought the ult would kill him, but it didn't quite, but it's not going to matter. The belly bump comes in. Yeah, see you, Camille.
Yeah, indeed. But one, take notes, by the way. This is how you play Renekton from ahead. This is something Zeros is very good at. We criticize him a lot for overextending it. I think rightfully so. I think he's overzealous a lot of times. But once he gets a lead, he is insanely good at pushing his lead and pushing the boundaries all the time, looking for plays. And most of the time, they stick, and he comes out with an insane advantage. I think this is something he has over Yoshino as well. I think Yoshino is the more consistent player, and both are very good at laning. That Zeros really goes for every play he can find, and in this game, it has paid off for him.
Yep, that is the one thing that the Zeros playstyle, it's a bit of a double-edged sword. Sometimes he stabs himself with it, but quite often he's stabbing the enemy, because if you look for every single play, I mean, you only need, if 60% of them work out, it's in your favor, right?
Yeah, you're looking for the plays when you're ahead, so they are kind of, they're in your favor from the beginning, just because of the goal totals and the champions you have selected. So even if the plays are a little bit foolish, and maybe it's a 55-45 play normally, you being able to initiate the play and having the first, the initiative, I should say, in the play, most of the time gives you enough of an advantage. Once again, Slay takes turret aggro, very aggressive Yuumi play.
But that is the second tower being picked up there for GAM, that mid lane tower with the help of Shelly. This is looking like a little bit of a dismantling of Cerberus. Unfortunately, have not been able to show the fighting spirit they showed in Game 1, in either Game 2 or 3. This is going to be really rough.
This is an even bigger goal lead compared to Game 2.
Yeah. This is very, very unfortunate.
Yeah, Alistair Tristana bot lane has not worked out at all. They locked in this bot lane and seemed to not really know how to play around it. They secured a flash on Xin and did not once visit the bot lane to exploit the flash missing on the ADC. Very weird from Cerberus' side. It was a very straightforward plan. You have the Tristana with the buff W, very strong in early all-ins. You can even normally Tristana into Sivir is actually not that great a matchup, because Sivir can spell shield your E very easily. But with Alistair, you can just wait for Alistair to engage and then stack your E on top of him, PTA procs, and Sivir just goes down.
Yeah, it has not happened this game, though. There's been a very good performance out of Xin, and honestly, a pretty disappointing performance out of Ron. On this Alistair. He hasn't looked good at all.
Levi level 11, by the way. Keeping pace with the solo laners.
The man is just a god.
Yeah, Levi in the last 2 weeks, I think, has been absolutely godly.
It's just absurd.
He's ahead in CS every game.
What are you meant to do against him? How do you beat him when he's this much of an absolute monster?
Yeah, and I think banning out junglers against Levi in phase 1 is the wrong call against GAM. His champion pool is very big. He can play multiple styles of jungle. He can go for the pathing, where he's probably the best pathing jungler in the league. But he can also play Gragas and just gank all the lanes. And you have great laners to assist you gank, especially in the top lane. Most of the time they go for CC in the top lane. So just wizard top lane and the game's easy.
It's just such a brutal situation where Like Levi essentially has two modes that he has to bring out, right? One, if you ban out his ganking junglers, he picks a pathing jungler, is 100 CS up on your jungler, is 3 levels up on your jungler, and kills your team. Or you ban his pathing junglers, in which case he has Zeros and Kiaya in solo lanes to gank. Yeah, have fun.
Yeah, it's a very hard situation to be in. I think the only jungler who can probably come close in terms of being good at both styles is Sawn, in my opinion. Ooh, wow,
Yeah.
White, he's just dead.
Yep.
This is what I
YT. No,
mean by
YT
Zeros looks for
dominate.
plays. This is something But1 did not do. And we criticized him a lot in the game EVOS against CBL, where
What
he
did
had the
YT criticize?
opportunity to win the game alone and did not go for the plays. Please watch this
Exactly.
game.
This is exactly the opposite. This is Zeros going, I'm huge. No one can touch me. I'm just going to win. And here he comes on the flank here. This is another collapse by Cerberus, just absolutely falling apart. And it's only a matter of time, really. This is an
Yeah, this game
absolute
is yeah.
demolition derby. It's
Look at the
10k
gold
gold
lead.
at 8.
Yeah, exactly.
This is absolute dismantling of Cerberus.
So let's take a step back and think about drafting against GAM. What would be your 3 bans on patch 9.14? So Lux falls away, which is very crucial, I think, in my
Uh,
opinion.
I mean, we have to see. I mean, I think Renekton is a strong ban because it hits Kiaya and Zeroth, and
I
Renekton's
agree.
actually better on 914. I mean, the shield breaking isn't always relevant, but it's a thing, right? It's still objectively a buff. You don't need to touch the bottom lane. So you ban the Renekton. You probably want to ban Irelia.
I actually think Aurelia is not that big a deal if Zeros is playing.
Yeah.
If Yoshino's in, I think Aurelia is a must.
Yeah, I
But
guess.
Zeros is actually not has not
What do
shown
you
too much
ban? What
Aurelia
do
right now.
you, Aatrox probably on 914 especially. I think you want to get rid of Aatrox.
Yeah.
So maybe Renekton, Aatrox, and then a jungler. But which jungler do you ban?
I
Like
think it's
Elise,
actually
probably. Just
Gragas.
really not Elise.
I think Gragas has been better for Levi.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah. So,
Renekton, Aatrox, Gragas. Ban the 3 top champs for the top lane, top side for GAM. And sure,
yeah.
they still can pull off other champs. And especially Levi
Yeah.
can just go for a pathing jungler. But it's easier to attack a pathing jungler than a ganking jungler, in my opinion. If he goes for Karthus, fine, he'll scale into the mid game. But at least your laners can lane and don't get
I mean,
murdered by Levi.
can they though? But like, they don't get murdered by Levi, but they still get murdered in so many cases.
I mean, sometimes Zeros ints,
Sometimes Zeros does int,
especially if
but
he's not on
Kiaya is
Renekton.
Kiaya is just ridiculously consistent.
Yeah, that's true. But without his best champ, Aatrox, I think it's definitely good to take him off of Aatrox. Maybe he goes for
Oh,
Corki or something.
you definitely want to take him off the Aatrox just because he's too good at that. And also, Aatrox gets a buff on 914. People are screeching about losing the revive, but the revive doesn't matter, guys.
Yeah, the
The
revive
healing
is
more
not that
important.
impactful. The healing got buffed. It's actually not that significant a buff. I think it's overall slight nerf, actually. Um,
But still, it's Aatrox
it's
is
very
fine.
slight. It's almost power neutral, in my opinion, because the revive really does not matter a whole lot.
Aatrox is just fine, and I think Kiaya will continue to play that champion to a lot of success. It's so hard to ban against Scum though, because, and I mean, we haven't seen it a huge amount, but they can just play around bot lane if they wanted to, right? Zin's not bad. He's a good player.
Yeah, but they have to show us that they're capable of doing that. It's not about player strength only, right? They have to execute on a team comp, on a game plan as well. I think you can definitely play around almost everyone in this team. I think you
Yeah.
could even look for a Pike composition for Slay. I'm not sure if he's good on Pike, but I could definitely imagine them going for a Pike composition because Pike on 914 is
He
a
gets a lot of
carry from the support position. His gold
it,
income is ridiculous.
it's absolutely absurd. And we are looking forward a little bit here, but it is another team fight being won by Gum. I think they
What's
will
better, a
just
team fight? I'm not sure. I want to tell.
True. I
Name
don't
that
think
a
it was a
team
team
fight.
fight. It was as much a team fight as someone being beaten to death in an alley is a boxing match.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So Ron OP now is caught. He's a tanky boy. Zeldris, first one to go down though. This Tristana has had absolutely zero impact. YT cannot get anything done on Camille. Ron will go down. That's a triple kill for Kiaya.
Yeah,
For
stop.
their,
I don't. Now he's in the MVP conversation as well. That's unfortunate. I thought we had an easy MVP in this game.
yeah, I mean, I still think Levi is my MVP.
Levi
Unless
is
Kiaya.
insane today. I have no idea what Levi. I
I mean,
think he might even be in contention for.
Kiaya's just basically taking little scraps of meat from a dead dog, while Levi's the one that killed it.
It's true. It's true. It was not that hard to play Corky in that team fight.
It was very, very easy. Yeah, GAM is just so horrifically ahead here. There's basically they would have to have the most ridiculous series of throws to the point where if they lose from here, they should be investigated for match fixing.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm
impossible.
barely even joking.
It's
Like, if you
impossible to
actually
lose from
lose
here.
from this
Like,
position, you bet on the game.
look at the Azir. Azir does nothing in team fights right now. Look at the Camille, absolutely useless. I mean, Tristana has 2 items, so Tristana needs 3 to really do anything.
Yep.
Sedrani will just melt. It's hopeless. It's absolutely hopeless.
There's no shining light for Cerberus.
No, there really
There's
isn't.
no.
And Ron OP once again has not looked great.
Who do you like? If you're Cerberus, but instead of Cerberus, you're actually Gotham City, but Cerberus is your hero. Who's your Batman in this situation? It's really looking like the Joker's going to win this one.
The
I don't think
jokes.
anyone's coming.
I'm a little bit.
This was a. I had something else going. I know you're not into superheroes.
I guess.
What my point is? My point is that there's no one. There's no shining light.
Who can take
no
any
one
responsibility here. So I guess that's what. Yeah. Okay.
There's no one to call.
It's
you get a shine
but
at the back.
he's a very very weak Batman.
Yeah, he's a bit more.
Ooh, it's Levi.
Oh, big boy. Big boys on tour. Down goes another kill, and this is potentially just game. Cerberus knows it. They're 15k down at 25 minutes. What an absolute destruction.
Yeah, and that was a PogChamp moment for Levi right there. Flash cancel on Zeldris' W. Very nicely done.
There's a point being made in Discord. It's very accurate.
Do tell.
There's a GIF where it's like GAM this series, and it's a dog like walking on like its back legs.
That GIF.
Like pulling it up, and then it just stands up and walks because it was just screwing around. That's GAM this series.
That's a very famous GIF. I'm surprised. Your GIF knowledge is not on point today.
No, I knew the GIF. I knew the GIF.
Okay,
I just thought it was funny to apply it to this series.
It's absolutely correct. I mean, what has GAM done before the second and third game? I'm not sure. Maybe Zeros was still upset. He got punished for having to go for the bathroom. What a sin, right?
Maybe that's why we got a little bit of an extended break. He had to finish wiping or something.
Oh god, after a 65-minute game? That's gross. That's wow, get me out.
That's a bit of a swamp. That's not great. I mean, GAM is just like dotting the I's and crossing the T's now. They're just making sure they do the 100%. No way we screw this up. Just finishing the game.
We should not talk about who wins this game anymore, because let's not be kidding. This is over. This is absolutely over. But let's talk about implications. They lost the game to Cerberus. That's not great, right?
No, it's not. In terms of standing, it definitely doesn't help your game score. But I think
what an attention.
Oh my god, what is going on? I mean, they're trying, but Cerberus.
Yeah, that was pretty much hitting the surrender button. Pro play
Yeah. I mean,
equivalent to
why
hitting the
not?
surrender button. Oh, that was nice. I like that one.
Oh,
Nicely
Yano
done.
showing off his mechanics. Yeah, there's nothing he could do.
And the game is over. The game was over 10 minutes ago, so
It
woo,
was.
it ended. But yeah, I think
Woohoo!
overall we can probably disregard game one. A little bit of. I mean, the scheduling in the VCS sometimes is a little bit weird as well. They played a game on Thursday and then had to wait 2 days for the next, or 3 days, you could say, for the next series. So, in fact,
Yeah,
the week is not really weak for this team. I mean, maybe they're a little bit cold as well.
maybe, but I
So,
mean, like in the end, sometimes you just have games where things go wrong.
yep.
You have crazy things happen. Like even the best teams occasionally just lose a random game, and you're like, "What the hell?" Um, I don't think you should read in too much to that first game. Like, but I mean, the
Yeah, I
only thing that it
agree.
really
I
matters
agree.
for is it's one less game score on the stand.
And even Flash lost the game against Cerberus. So, I mean, it's not like Cerberus. Cerberus is not a good team, but they can
Yeah.
win games. And obviously, will criticize top teams who lose against the worst team in the league. I think rightfully so. But in the end, they still managed to pull out the victory in a very convincing fashion, especially in Game 3. They got back on track. They are still probably the front runner, probably the best team in the league right now. And yeah, looking very strong coming into the next 2 weeks. We have 4 series left for every team. I think we can just lock down Levi as MVP again, right?
No question. I mean, it was a 5-man performance from GAM, but Levi is the one that broke the neck of Cerberus.
And Zeros will get interviewed. He
He gets
looks a little
interviewed
bit
a lot.
tired.
He's a popular player. I mean, do you blame him?
No, not really.
What he just had to do.
He
Like,
just sat on
I'd be
stage
fucking
forever.
knackered. Yeah, I'd be knackered. Um, you got to stay really focused as well. It's not easy.
Look at him. Why is he not looking at his interviewee? Interviewer.
Yeah, look at who you're talking to, Zeros. Come on.
But yeah, let's talk a little bit about. Let's wrap up the week because we are already pretty late into the night. But at least we should talk about our top players of the week. Maybe not in every position, but just who comes to mind. Looking at the teams, Gum went 2-0 this week. We had let's look at the results again. So Loki went 2-0. Flash lost the game. Lost against FTV actually. So Flash definitely not in the conversation. DBL lost to Flash. So pretty much
Yep.
a Loki 2-0, Gum 2-0, and that's it. We have EVOS 1-1, QG 0-2 this week, FTV 1-1, interestingly winning against Flash, DBL
Yeah.
1-1, winning against EVOS,
Yeah.
losing against Flash, Flash 1-1, and Cerberus, what a surprise, 0-2.
Yeah. I mean, I think we are very much moving into the end game of Garmin's the best team in the VCS. I think we're beginning to move past are they the best team in the VCS to just they are the best team in the VCS.
Next
Just
week will be
my
very,
god,
very interesting for GAM, as they will play. Let's check again. We don't have the schedule right now, but we can definitely look at the first round and just assume who they're gonna play next week. It will be FTV, so that should be a
right?
free, easy win for them. And then
Yep,
DBL.
that's a big one.
That's a really big one. That's for playoff
DBL
seeding
needs
right
to
there.
DBL needs to stabilize the back half of their split, and Garm needs to keep showing us why we love them.
And next week, Kaido could be in, because our information
Yeah,
was not correct. He's actually not 17 yet. He'll turn 17 in 2 days, on the 30th.
a bit
So
unfortunate.
next week he's eligible to play, and he has been rumored to be very, very good. Some people on Discord, I think there was one Vietnamese guy who talked to him in person, and there seem to be rumors that he's better than Zeros. I mean, he has to prove that, right?
I mean,
Next week,
that has to only be based on solo queue though, right? And like, let's see if he can do it on stage before we start making huge claims. You know, playing on stage is not the same beast as playing in solo queue. But if he's like as mechanically gifted as Zeros, that's pretty high.
Yeah, let's look at the top players of the week. We gave 3 MVPs over to Artifact, mid laner from Loki. We gave 3 over to Bikoro, ADC for DBL, and 3 to Levi. Those are our outstanding players if you just look at the MVP score. And I think for me, it's pretty hard to decide between Levi and Artifact as
I mean,
player of the week.
I think I disagree. I think Levi was quite clearly, like, just in terms of how good he is as a player. Yeah, I mean, in this, obviously there's recency bias because we just watched him play. And
But yeah,
Artifact had a
Loki
very good
also had very
night.
easy opponents. They played against Cerberus and FTW. And to be fair,
Yeah,
GAM just played against Cerberus as well, so that's
I just think Levi is just leaps and bounds ahead of every other jungler in the league.
fair.
He's just not enough.
So let's say Levi is our player of week 5. We had Hero last week, Yoshino the week before. Once again going over to GAM now after 1 week of QG. And Levi locks down player of the week. Yeah, and
Yep.
we'll look ahead to the last 2 weeks of the regular season in Vietnam. 2 very exciting weeks are upon us. EVOS will try to challenge for the playoff spots. Loki needs to hold on to their playoff spot. GAM, DBL, and Flash, and even Loki are still fighting for the best position coming into playoffs.
Yep.
Levi
Absolutely.
once again gets the official MVP as well. Very deserved.
No, there was no real debate there. He had such an absurd series. I mean, game 1 interesting to say the least, but game 2 and 3 never in doubt. That man leads his team so strong.
Yeah, and once again, apologies for the technical struggles today. I'm still not quite sure what happened there, but we should be
Things happen.
fine coming into next week. And thank you all for joining us. If you enjoyed the show, maybe consider donating to the stream. There's a button.
Yeah.
And also follow us if you want on Twitter and watch the VODs on YouTube. You can find the links in the description. I had a lot of fun this week.
Yeah,
We'll be back next week.
see you next week, guys.